Well, Juju, hey, congratulations on Jiu Jitsu.
Thank you.
You've done so many martial arts action films before. Why did you want to do something like Jiu Jitsu?
Well, I have to say, when the project first came to me, they told me Nicolas Cage is in it and Tony Jaa is in it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm in. And also, they're shooting in Cyprus, quite cool. And because Nicolas Cage is always one of my, definitely one of my idol, and I'm a fan of his. So I can work with being able to work with him on this project. It's great. He's a legend. And then Tony Jaa, we've always wanted to work together because we are with the same agents. So we always wanted to work together. We haven't found a project before this. So, and then I was like, oh, cool. This will be a great and fun opportunity. So yeah, that's why I joined.
So, what was Nick Cage like on set? I mean, were you like just starstruck when you first met him?
Oh yeah. When I first met him, I remember this so clearly because he was in the stunt room training with the stunt people on the mats doing BJJ, and because he arrived a week before me, so then they dropped me off at the stunt room, and I entered the room, and then immediately he saw me, and then he got up, came over to me, and then shake my hand and introduce himself to me. I'm like, "Hi, I'm Nick," and then I'm like, I am Juju. I'm like, wow, I thought I was gonna go over to him and introduce myself and say hi. He actually got up from his training to me and say hi. I'm like, wow, he is so nice. Yeah, he's super humble, down to earth, super nice, easy to work with, super professional. And he's not an action person, but he tried to do all the trainings, and he tried to do all the action stuff he can by himself. So it's actually very impressive.
It is impressive because I read that he actually knows jujitsu for
Mm-hmm.
for a film like this. But you didn't get the chance to spar with him on anything at all, right?
No, we work together. We are on the same team. So we fight the aliens. We work together, which is pretty cool.
So tell me about your training process for this film because I know you've been training for martial arts for a long time for your life, but obviously every film you have to approach it differently. So what did you have to do for this film?
Yeah. For this one, I got there a week before the shoot, and well, because they also I think the main reason why they offered me the role and invited me to this project is because I can do my own action. I don't need a stunt double, so it'll be easier for the whole shoot, and they can put more complex stuff and long shot stuff for the action sequences. Um, so it was actually very fun working with the whole team because the whole action team it's just one of the top teams, I have to say. Um, they really know how to design things to make it look amazing. And working with us, with Tony Jaa, Frank Grillo, and so many real martial art actors on the film. So we got to do a lot of our own. Well, basically, all of us don't really need a stunt double, and we did really long takes stuff in action. It was easy to work with them, and they allow us to also put in out what we want into it. So for me, I did jiu-jitsu with them. I already know some of the BJJ stuff. So we added on to it for my character. So besides jiu-jitsu, I also did some kicks for taekwondo stuff, and also nunchucks for my role. I guess fighting an alien, for a tiny girl, besides jiu-jitsu, I also need to combine with other forms of kicks and punches. So which makes sense and actually makes make the scene look even more dynamic with all the big movements.
So when you were preparing for your role, because you have two big fight scenes. One was with multiple stuntmen
Hmm.
with the American soldiers, and the other one with the alien. What was more difficult and easier when you were trying to coordinate two different, vastly different type of fight scenes?
Yeah, those two are quite different because I actually really enjoyed the one that I faced off with what is it, 6 or 7 guys at the same time, and then we feel that one is like a one continuous shot. It's pretty long take. We'll do a lot of movements, kicks, jumps, also with my nunchucks, and then continuously, then like Tony Jaa came and shot in the shot, and then he does all his stuff like all in one take. So I've never done something like that before, from like one character fighting so many people, and then the other character fighting so many people all in one shot, because that means all of us have to do everything perfectly, because there's no cut in between. That one I think I haven't seen the film yet.
Really?
I'm waiting until November 20th. So I'm pretty sure the outcome will be nice, and that's something I really look forward to as well. And the other one, fighting with Brax, the alien, he is so much bigger than me. You know, like he's like what, double, triple my size. I have a photo of me just like on his chest, and he's like a giant. So, and I have to jump up and, and jump kick him and do, the like clamping his neck and throwing him. That one requires a lot of energy for me as well, because I had to, face off him, jumping super high, be really believable to fight a giant like, triple my size. And we were shooting that one at night. I think, well, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. It was a tough shoot because we were all so tired, and also it was really slippery on the floor, and it was a slope, so I have to jump even higher. But it all worked out, and I was actually very impressed with the whole stunt team, the camera work, and yeah, everyone. It's a teamwork for action film. I think like every department have to do their work well to make it nice.
You know, I've seen you in so many projects. I believe you could take multiple people and bigger people at the same time. So
Thanks.
that's great. And not to mention, I like the film. I actually saw it twice already. So
Oh wow! Cool.
so that's actually pretty awesome. Now I've read that you are a nunchucks expert, because when I watched it, I don't know, but you make it seem so easy. I mean, it looks so simple. Like I feel like I could pick it up, but then again, you picked up two nunchucks.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and you made that one look easy, but in reality, then I thought about it, going, no, this has to be really difficult. Could you talk about that process?
It's double nunchucks is definitely my one of my favorite weapons. I love doing it with both hands instead of just one. Um, and I love all the tricks, and it just looks really amazing on camera. I actually self-taught nunchuck, like, yeah, teach myself. I watched Bruce Lee's movie when I was a kid, and then I tied sausages with a string and rulers with a shoestring, and then just learn from him on his movies, and then on YouTube and all that, and then I just keep practicing until I started learning Chinese martial arts later on, and I had a really good Sifu. He is very good at nunchucks, and then he gave me some, he kind of taught me more to make it my flow even more smoothly and stuff. So yeah, it definitely was one of my favorite weapon, and also because I'm a fan of Bruce Lee and I love his weapons stuff. Is it difficult? Well, I guess it's like any tricks or any weapons you do, at first you will hit yourself. It's quite you. I actually broke my. Well, actually, I cut myself here with my nunchuck, and then it was bleeding nonstop for a while when that hit. But that's like a process, I would say. Yeah, you get hurt, get bruises everywhere, but then once you got a hang of it, it's not that difficult. Yeah.
So if I want to start, I should start off with string sausages, right?
Yeah, it's something lighter, and just your risk is very important. You have to really lose. So just practice the move until you feel confident, and then move on to real like hard, heavy metal or a wood. Yeah.
I would be horrible at that. I have horrible dexterity. But with nunchucks you used in the film, was that a real nunchucks or was just a prop nunchucks?
Oh, those are real nunchucks. Those are they actually made a prop one with something popping out as well, the end of the nunchuck. And then I brought mine. Mine is really heavy, but it's the one that I'm used to because it's wood but covered with metal. Yeah, they made some really nice weapons for me. I really enjoy shooting the film. Yeah.
I read somewhere some people calling you like the female Bruce Lee, and you idolize Bruce Lee. How do you feel about that?
At first, it's a bit shocking because, come on, like no one can replace Bruce Lee, and I mean it's a great honor, but it's definitely a big, really big shoes to fill. Yeah, I mean to me right now, I still like. Okay, I'm very honored to be called, but to me, Bruce Lee is Bruce Lee. No one can be the replica of Bruce Lee. I'm always going to be Juju Chan, but I admire him, and I think this title, this name, kind of pushes me forward to even do better on all my nunchucks, on my martial arts, on playing my roles, because he is iconic. He is a representation for Chinese martial arts in Hollywood, and I, as a woman, I definitely want to, not be the next of Bruce Lee or female Bruce Lee, but be the one who can represent and help push Asian martial artists forward in Hollywood cinema.
Absolutely, and I don't want to forget, because you did this project because of Tony Jaa, and as a person who's from Thailand, I love Tony Jaa. I adore him too. So when you actually got to sit down with him and talk to him on production, how was he like in person?
Oh, he's super cool, kind, peaceful. He's so zen. He loves to meditate when like everyone's running around, setting up, and we're always on the timeline. It's super stressful on set, right? He will just sit down and enjoy the nature and just really zen, and he would drag me over and ask me to meditate with him as well. So that's cool.
You know what? Very few people get to say that they meditated with Tony Jaa, and you did that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and we became really good friends. And he and my husband also became really good friends, because my husband was also a martial artist, and he's a director. So he came and visited me during the filming, the shooting. So they became really good friends, and yeah, we'll see. We want to work on other projects together too.
Excellent. Do you still have, because you worked with so many martial artists in the film industry, do you still have a wish list that you still want anyone to work with?
Oh, there are so many action legends and legend actors I want to work with. So many. I mean, at the action side, I still haven't worked with Jackie Chan yet, so I do want to work with Jackie Chan and Jet Li. And well, actually, like even so many. Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Rock, they're all cool people to work with. And the non-action side, I really admire Meryl Streep. I really want to work with her. But she's not in a lot of action films. I don't think, have she been on any action films? But anyway, that might be a first time. It'll be fun.
Do you try have you tried to seek out non-action roles, or do you just like to stick with action films?
No. I'm still auditioning for non-action roles. I love playing as an actor. I love playing different roles. Definitely, I got a lot more action roles than other roles. But yeah, I would love to do a rom-com, a thriller. I actually did a thriller before. It was fun actually, because like a lot of people think, oh, I'm a strong girl. I'm not gonna like ghost story or horror story is not gonna scare me. I'm actually the person that will always jump when I watch horror films. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely a good audience for horror stories, horror films. Yeah.
Excellent. On a different subject, one of my favorite shows that I love watching you in, obviously, is Wu Assassins, and it got
Okay.
renewed for a second season. I don't want you to reveal anything about it, but
Uh-huh.
what about Wu Assassins that you love so much that you think that people is drawn into that?
Um, for War Assassins, definitely, I think we have an amazing cast. All the characters are very fun and interesting to watch, and the action is also amazing. Iko Uwais, he is really great in his action as well. And Louis Chan, and yeah, I just love working with people who like, especially for action, working with actors who are real martial artists and can act, because it brings the action scenes to another level. So when I was filming Wu Assassins, I definitely enjoy working with the whole stunt team, led by Dan Risotto. He's an amazing choreographer. He choreographed my kitchen fight, which to this day I still think it's I'll say one of my best on-screen fight. I enjoyed, fighting in the kitchen, using all the stuff, in the fight, and you know, not just that scene. There's so many amazing action scenes in it, and yep, the sequel of it will be cool. I think. I can't spill the beans, but some things is in the works. Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let me leave with one more thought, because I know we're in pandemic season, but
Mhm.
how are you keeping up with your training and gym routines throughout
Mhm.
the past few months? Because I don't know. I'm actually I feel like I'm gaining 30 pounds just sitting here.
Um, for me, have I gained any weight? Well, I definitely have eaten a lot more. But I still work out and train a lot as well. I train in the mornings with my husband. We go to the park with open air, and then do our martial arts training for 2 to 3 hours. Start with half an hour of stretching. Stretching is very important for any martial artist. And then we'll go on to kicks, and then weapons. Yeah, so it's fun doing it every single day with my husband. I think it's something we enjoy, and we can also always teach each other new stuff and practice together. And we definitely actually had improved our skills throughout this whole pandemic time. Yeah.
Wow, then I can't wait to see your other future projects. Well, Juju, hey, thank you for speaking with me, and I'm gonna go and buy some string sausages to practice.
Great. Nice talking to you too.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye. Bye.